Is Instagram worth the effort? Let's get into it. Recently, I had a phone call with Instagram. There was this pop-up on my profile that said, talk with a meta expert, get Instagram tips. And then a couple days later, they gave me a call and went through a lot of tips. What effort exactly do we need to be putting in place? And honestly, some of these kind of shocked me. So let's get into number one. Optimal amount of times to post. There is, in fact, factual number. 3 reels per week, 2 regular posts. So this is like carousel swipe posts. And then for broadcast, they recommend at least 3 times per week. So we also did talk about broadcast channels, which I will get into later on in the video. Now, the second thing that was shared on the call was that hashtags are still relevant. Yes, you heard that right. Like a lot of social media gurus have been preaching and teaching that hashtags just don't matter anymore. They clutter up your caption, or they're not useful anymore. And I honestly believed that, but he did say that hashtags still matter, and topics did not replace hashtags. So you should be doing both. And the size of the hashtag also matters. He suggested between 100,000 and 10 million. Anything too much lower than 100,000 or too much higher than 10 million is basically irrelevant. Okay, number 4, deprioritize stories. I basically expressed that my stories just don't seem like they perform in the way that they should, because sometimes I will randomly have a big burst of story views, and then sometimes my story views will be astronomically low for what is typical. He basically said that stories just really aren't that big of a priority to Instagram, and so you can use them obviously for like in real time updates, but they're definitely not the most important feature.